Welcome to Meet the Author, where you can join in on insightful conversations with best-selling and award-winning indie published authors. Your hosts today are Rob and Joan, who themselves are indie published authors, book publicists, and paranormal investigators with Tampa Bay Spirits, based in Tampa Bay, Florida. Thanks for dropping by. And now, on with the show.
Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Joan. Welcome to the show. Whether you're watching us live on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. or watching the live show on video, I guess you would say later, not tape. I'm really aging myself there. Or if you're listening to us on the podcast, we're just really glad that you decided to join the audience and to listen to our show. Please make comments, share, like our page. Oh, James Rickard's in the house. Greetings, one and all. We're so glad that you're feeling better and that you can come and join us. Robert White,
way down under.
Morning, you pair. Yes, it's morning where you are. Robert's in Australia, but it's evening here. We're going to have a really fun show tonight, everybody. First of all, we're going to have on Paul Hollis and Pamela ERICKSON talking about the book that she's written called Endangered Earthlings Handbook, and talking about what that book is about. It's committed to sustainable lifestyles, and it teaches us how to do that. And Paul is the executive director of Endangered Earthlings, and Pamela ERICKSON is the founder and the president of that. So we'll talk with them. And then after that, we have George Dismukes and Jenny Mador and Jamie Wilson. Sorry,
Steve
guys.
Commander.
And Steve Commander, guests with George. And they're going to be talking about his movie. And believe it or not, we're going to be able to broadcast the trailer here.
The world premiere of the trailer.
Of his movie. It's a great trailer.
Peek of what's coming down the road on Siren Song.
And they've got a lot of other things to talk about also. So
one thing you need to be aware of tonight, Voice of Indie podcast guest will be Patrick Parker, who was a guest on our show a few weeks ago. And if you want to tune into that, you can also call in during the show and ask questions. And that's with hosts Beam Weeks and Gary G's. And it's right after this show. You go to Fresh Ink Group on the Twitter, and their pinned post there can give you the link. And it's blogtalkradio.com. So, and you want to have any questions for Patrick, it'll be a good time to do it. And the rest of the announcements we'll save till later. Let's get this show on the road here.
I agree.
We're going to bring Paul in here, and we're going to bring...
Hi, Paul.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Paul.
Hi,
and
Pamela.
Hello, Pamela. Welcome aboard.
Hey, hi, guys. Hey, Paul.
Hey,
Look
Pamela.
up there. How you doing?
He's doing okay.
Yeah, I'm back like a bad penny, you know.
Well, you're almost a co-host on the show.
He hasn't been on that.
Not that often. It seems like it because we talk to you so much. But,
We love Paul.
Yeah, but
That's
there's
good.
so many books. He has written so many amazing books. You have to bring him back to. I mean, the stories alone with Paul.
well, we love his stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the truth. Speaking of which, why don't you... Actually, I'd like to hear from both of you.
Let's bring the other crew in. And we're going to bring... Here's a Siren Song crew. We're going to bring you guys in and say hi.
So we'll say, George, raise your hand for those who don't know you. I can't imagine who that would be.
Hello.
Then I see Jamie, and then Jenny, and then Steve. Hi, guys.
There we go. Okay. So you guys will get to here in the a little bit later on, but we wanted to bring you in and be a part of this.
And we're
I feel like the Brady Bunch. This
We're
is
doing
such a
our
cool Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to look up at Paul. Brady Bunch.
Don't do that.
Well, if you get an itch on the top of your head, you can just reach down and scratch your head.
Paul,
Sometimes
how's
we
my
have
hair?
more. We have enough guests to be the Brady Bunch.
That's
We've
true.
had that many
That's
windows open.
Too many windows.
But this is better.
We'll do Author Hollywood Squares.
Yeah.
there you go.
Hollywood squares. I see that coming.
I'm afraid they'd all know too much. They'd
Yeah, that's
always be
true.
getting all the answers right. Authors are fairly well educated.
So, Pamela, we'll ask you, how did this Endangered Earthlings project get started?
Well, the whole first chapter of the book is predominantly my story and how I got here, so I won't give the whole thing away. But
Okay,
very
good.
briefly,
Okay.
I was hired as a marketing director. I was hired as a marketing director for a sustainably constructed building material, and my mentor throughout my 20s and early 30s was Adrian Cronauer. They wrote the movie Good Morning Vietnam about Adrian. And so I asked Adrian to step in as our spokesperson. And so Adrian came.
Looks like we're losing
we're
you.
losing.
Cutting out a little bit.
Wait a minute.
And
Does she just want to call in?
Pamela, we're
I'm coming.
losing you.
In and
Paul,
out.
do you know those? Yeah, you keep going in and out. Paul, how
I'm
you
in
want to
and
tell
out.
us how Pamela got interested in this and even how you got involved
You're
in this
losing me.
real
Yeah.
quick?
Well,
And I lost
Pamela has a long history of sustainable living and sustainable structures, etc. And the person she was talking about there, Adrian Cronauer, is actually the guy who is famous for Good Morning America, or Good Morning Vietnam. Sorry, not America. Those guys are clowns. But yeah, Good Morning Vietnam. And so she was actually head of Vietnam vets projects for a time for the country. So she got to meet all these Vietnam vets that would always come to the wall in Washington D.C. and that's how she got involved in helping the vets for a long time period there. So therefore when we got introduced on the internet. We just started thinking, well, there's really a need for educational purposes to get people to understand what's happening to the world, the earth, the planet, etc., and how we as normal human beings can affect our footprints and just kind of level out what we're actually trying to do to the planet to save it for a little bit longer, and that sort of thing. So that's how that all evolved, and so it kind of came together in that light, and so we part of the project was we decided to write a book a few years ago, and that's what we're here to talk about there. So.
Okay, let me bring that banner up, and you're back on, Pamela, right? We can hear you now. Yes.
Can you hear us now?
Not so much, I guess.
No. Okay.
That's too
Can
bad.
you hear me?
No.
Am I here?
Now you're right.
Do you want to
I
just?
love it when I have to ask that. Am I here?
Yeah.
I don't know where I am.
Can you call in? That would be maybe easier.
No.
Yep. No. All right.
Call you.
Here's
Yeah,
I'll call you.
So,
yes.
so
The Endangered Earthlings Handbook. That's it.
that project comes from those are wolf eyes that are on that cover of the book, and
let me put it back up again.
and
Okay.
and that's really what this kind of wolves are one of the most endangered species that we've come across in a while. The ones that haven't gone extinct, like 200, I think 200 species a day are going extinct now. And when each one does, it sort of changes the biosphere, that things that are going on, the ecosystems that are happening, and so it changes the world a little bit more. But that wolf there comes actually from Pamela's dog is part wolf, half wolf, and so that's her sidekick, and that's her favorite companion there. So we put that on the cover of the book there. So it actually deals with how she came. The book deals with how she came to be where she's at now as a champion for the earth, and so we talk about how the different phases of the earth, basically the hydrosphere and the cryosphere and the biosphere, which is all of the things that are going on around us, and the atmosphere and so forth. So all of those things are explained, and along with species extinctions, of how the 6 major species extinctions came along, and how those affected the earth, and how long it took to recover from each one of those, etc. And in fact, we talk a little bit about the 6th major extinction, which is really human extinction, which is what we're getting to in basically there. So having said all that trouble thing, we actually talk about a lot about solutions, of everyday solutions, not the big things of giving money or trying to convince your government to do something, but what we as individuals can do to make our lives better, like collecting something simple, collecting rainwater if you have no
that's
nothing,
okay.
nothing no source for it, etc. So just lots of little things that would make a difference in a human life, and if you're living off grid, especially, you can where you can get food and water and the necessities for life, etc., and how you can come together as a village of 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 families, to work out a community there, that each party, each maybe family knows something different, like carpentry and plumbing, is electrical, etc., whatever it happens to be, that they can come together and help each other out in that sort of thing there. So
okay, let's test this out and see if we can hear Pamela. Pamela, can you say hello?
I'm here.
Can you guys hear okay?
Yep. You can hear me? I'm so sorry. So I will really quickly segue into so I live in our tiny home, our mobile tiny home, and it's been modified and upgraded to include renewable energy. One thing we haven't done yet is my traveling satellite, and we'll be using Elon Musk's Starlink. So I have a family member that's already using it with great success. We helped to deliver several Starlinks to some friends in Ukraine, and they were able to actually coordinate with a Ukrainian battalion using the Starlink. So I know they work and they're awesome. We've been prioritizing the energy. So I'm sorry my network sucks right now. I'm traveling, so I just never know what I'm going to get.
That's okay. I know that I have a few comments here. Joe Conjal says, wow, full house. Hello, everyone. Hi, Joe. Glad you're in the audience. Robert White says self-sustainability, which is, I think that's exactly the point, Robert. And Robert says, yep, you can hear us. So that's good. We can hear you.
Good.
Good deal. So the primary goal was to get to the end of the book, the last chapter of the book. And in the last chapter of the book, we have about 6 years worth of research regarding renewable energy that is accessible to everyone, no matter where or how you live. You can attach these technologies to your home, or you can build a home based on these technologies. So we would love to see everyone build tiny home villages to have one huge community building that supports your vertical hydroponic or vertical aquaponic garden that contains edible fish. So it's a community center where everyone in the community gathers for, breakfast or coffee, or and all the chores are kind of divided. And I know you guys, I know our ages, and I know you all just drifted off the commune. So not quite, not completely, not totally, but whatever turns you on. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you. This one is based on you find like-minded people, you chip in to buy a piece of land, you build one building because most areas that you build in require at least one building that is 600 square feet or more. So once you build that main building, that community building, then you can make little satellite buildings. And personally, I think one of my marriages would have lasted longer if my husband and I, or my wife and I, had separate tiny homes. I think that would be a great idea for husbands and wives, or wives and wives, or how to have separate tiny homes. You have your own independent existence, and then you come and visit each other. But you have off-grid renewable technologies. You grow your own food, which is completely feasible. So the goal is to make every single building, whether it exists in a city or in the country or in a suburb, make every single building its own sustainable island where you grow your own food, you have your own energy. And one of my favorite technologies is source water. You use hydro panels, which create water from sunlight. Some of them will take the water from the air, but this actually converts solar energy into water. So water from the sun. That's hydro panel. The company is Source Water. And I think it was either Branson or Gates. I think it's Bill Gates, actually, that just invested in Source Water. So it's going to become more and more easily accessible to everyone. So literally, you don't have to be hooked up to septic if you have what's called a Cinderella toilet. It's an incinerating toilet. It takes the whole stuff that you create, all of it, and you push a button, and electronically, it converts that to half a cup of ash. It incinerates all of your stuff. So you don't even have to do septic hookup. You can literally have free energy from the sun and the wind. You can use that energy to burn up your pate. You can incinerate it, convert it to ash, and it's just ash. You just dump it. So you get water from the sun through the hydro panels. You grow your own food in vertical, aquaponic, and hydroponic gardens. And you're completely off-grid, even if you live in a tenement in the city. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the goal.
Yep. In Florida, you wouldn't need the solar. You could take it right out of the air. Our humidity is so high.
Just open your mouth.
I know. And you walk back in smelling like a dirty sock. I know. I was in Florida. It's amazing. That humidity just sticks to you.
Yeah, it does. Caleb Pirtle has a comment. You have a great lineup of outstanding writers tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb.
And Joe Conjal says, Paul mentioned the sixth extinction. I think James Rowlands wrote a book called The Sixth Extinction in his Sigma 4 series. I think that's right. And Robert White says, I could imagine a few explosions happening from the gas buildups in that type of toilet.
Wait. Explosions from the what thing?
The gas
built up in that type of toilet.
Oh, no, there's no fumes.
No.
From septic tanks, for sure.
No, there's no fumes. It's a giant coffee filter that you drop down into the toilet bowl, and you do your business, the liquid and the solid, into that coffee filter. You push a lever, it drops into the incineration hold area. You push a button, and it instantly incinerates.
Yes.
So there's no holding at all. There's no holding or buildup of gas.
That's good news.
That is good news.
Yeah. Incredibly efficient.
Sounds very efficient.
And the brand new ones from, I think they're in Sweden, the brand new get an incinerating toilet in the U.S. for as low as $1,300. So it's very accessible. They
should put them in travel trailers too.
We need one in our trailer.
Be a lot easier.
That's what we're going to be doing next year. By next year, we'll have our Cinderella in our tiny home, in our motorhome tiny home traveling off-grid.
We already have solar panels on ours, so.
Oh, awesome! The solar is a little bit limited because of the amount of space that it takes to generate the amount of energy that we actually use. So what I recommend for travelers and tiny home people is to incorporate one or more wind turbines into your system. And personally, I like the lithium-ion batteries. So you get a huge bank of lithium-ion, you get a couple of wind turbines, and you hook those up with your solar on a hybrid charge controller, and there you go.
I was thinking it'd be great to put a wind turbine on our pickup truck and
I do too.
go down the road.
I think
and it would generate all the power we'd need.
That's what I thought too, which is what I was thinking. By the time I get where I'm going, my batteries are going to be full. It doesn't work like that.
That would be nice.
The turbines, it would be. The turbines are limited to a maximum of 50 miles an hour. So if you drive over that, you overload the system, you can burn out diodes. So it's only recommended to use the turbines when you're actually sitting still. But yeah, that would have been great.
With my luck, we'd probably blow up the toilet. So.
With the wind turbine.
Oh, don't cross the wires. No.
No.
Bean Week says, greeting to all. Hello, Bean.
Well, let's give a shout out to where.
I already did.
To the
I
book?
did.
Okay, how about the book giveaway? We haven't done that yet.
Okay. All right. Just a minute. All right. Let me give you people where you can reach Pamela. Pamela Erickson's website is endangeredearthlings.com.
.org.
.org. I did that before, Pamela.
But we caught it.
Pamela Erickson's website is endangeredearthlings.org. So that's ENDANGEREDEARTHLINGS. All right.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's her email. And let's do the book giveaway right now.
So we gave her the email too? We gave her the email too?
It's right here.
Okay. All right, the book giveaway. Let's get the right one there.
Yes.
All right, the first 3 people to email Pamela Dawn at endangeredearthlings.org will win an ebook copy of the Endangered Earthlings Handbook.
Yay!
It's a must-have.
Thank you.
All right, so that's Pamela Dawn, PAMELADAWN at endangeredearthlings.org. Both of them are .org. So go ahead, start sending that in.
Start typing.
Do it.
And again,
Do it.
let me show this really cute. I really think this is a great cover, and I think we'll have t-shirts and mugs on our little store, so you can buy those pretty soon. Shouldn't take us long to get those.
Put them on. We'll get them in the store tomorrow. So they'll actually be on sale for the first 3 days.
Oh, you guys are great. Just make sure and include the website. That would be awesome.
I want to buy one. I like the way it looks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I can't believe you don't have one. Oh, you mean a t-shirt? Yes.
The t-shirt and the book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You were talking about all the things going extinct earlier, Paul, and the scariest thing is our bees. That we're really having trouble with bees, and if we lose bees, seriously, the 6th extinction is right around the corner. The bees.
It's really you see how tenuous life is if you really just think about it, and that just losing one species could mean the end of a huge food production network, right? So just that one thing, or something as simple as introducing wolves back into a habitat kind of thing, and it sort of grows the habitat rather than the wolves killing everything and eating it, and
yeah,
so it's sort of it kind of evens out the ecosystem kind of thing. And so I mean, really, if you think about it, and how much another point here is that the water, it's like there's water everywhere, right? But drinkable water usable water, potable water
is not everywhere.
Not everywhere. It's just like 1% of the water on Earth, and we can only get to a fraction of that 1% right now because it's in some places an aquifer.
Third world countries.
So so it's it's really if you think about it, you would give up hope, sort of thing. So what we try to do in the book is to give you hope that there are ways to make a difference in the world, sort of thing. Basically, just regular human beings, kind of thing.
If we can get some of those things out to the Indian reservations
right
here in the United States, it would be awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. That's one of the
nation really needs it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we're looking at.
Yeah, it's needed. Stephen G says, great show, but I'm wearing a red shirt. I'm not breaking a rule, am I? Well, this is for Siren Song. It's a movie that'll be coming out.
Stephen, it would be a
book that George Dismukes
It'd be a problem if you were on Star Trek, buddy.
It would be, because they're the first to go.
Red shirts are the first to go.
Even in the new Star Trek.
Yeah.
Or if you're hanging with me, you'll need a red shirt.
Yeah, don't want to be in a red shirt around Paul. Joe Conchel said it's scary to think about. It is scary to think about, Joe. And the bees really bother me, and the wolves did too. And I believe they released a wolf pack into Yosemite some time ago, didn't they? And that has been quite successful, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the reintroduction into Yellowstone literally changed the shape of the river. But it's really important. I'm sorry to interject here, but it's really important for your listeners to understand that. Okay, so here's the thing about being an American: we just want to go to work and go to school and come home without our kids getting shot, without a riot in the streets, without the plague taking somebody out. All of this is overwhelming. So when it comes to the environment, people are overwhelmed already. So I don't want you to look at the big picture of it. What I would rather that you do is look at your daily life, which is why we wrote this book. Look at your daily life and take back your power and take back control over what is happening to your planet. And the biggest thing that you can do right now, 45% of our planet is covered by agriculture. More than half of that is to feed cattle, to feed the meat that we eat. So on a 1.5 acre piece of fertile land, you can grow 365 pounds of meat or 37,000 pounds of a plant-based food. It comes down to the numbers. If we don't change the way that we eat, which is one of the reasons you see plant-based meat alternatives popping up everywhere, those who have the money to invest in the continuation of the human species, being Branson, Gates, Musk, all of those guys, they're putting their money into things like cellular agriculture and plant-based meat alternatives, because the numbers tell us what's about to happen because of what we eat. So I'm a meat-eating, gun-toting Joan Wayne. I am not here to judge anybody. But I understand the cost of eating meat, that is industrial meat, farm, the industrial farm meat. We can't do it anymore. So slowly introduce some plant-based meats into your diet, see how you like it, and keep moving in that direction. That's the most important thing that you can do right now.
Sounds like a good alternative.
Yeah, take back your power. Or just even go meatless one day a week. And we do. We've been doing that for years. So
yeah.
And I do it the other way around. I eat meat about once a month because I have to, because I'm a carnivore. But so cut back. Slowly,
I tried going vegetarian. I got sick. My doctor said, this is not for you.
A lot of bodies cannot do it, which is back, 15 years ago, the first time I tried being a vegetarian, within 2 years, I was anemic, I was really sick, I had no iron. But now we have so many protein alternatives. They truly have combined the aminos in a way that you get a complete protein. So give it a try again, you know, slowly. Give it a try and see how your body responds.
Okay. I have a couple of comments before we break for commercial. And we get a word from our sponsor, who happens to be coming up next on the show. Caleb says he wants to hear George sing the siren song.
No, I'm not sure that's going to
But
work.
you know what, Caleb? We actually have the siren here. She can sing the siren
There
song.
you go. There you go.
Yeah. And Robert White said, actually, the last red shirt just passed away. R.I.P. Nichelle Nichols. She did. James Ricard says, LOL, Star Trek. Yeah, we're Trekkies here. We do meatless once. Joe Conjal said, we do meatless once a week, but it's pasta. So he's a nice Italian boy. All right. Let's.
Who won the book?
I don't know. We won't know for a while yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going
Guys,
to.
I'm so sorry to pop in here, but I've got another appointment. I just wanted to say thank you so much for having us on. I'm definitely going to watch the rest of the episode as soon as I get to it.
Okay,
All right.
no problem.
Thanks for being on.
Thanks for being on the
so
show.
much.
Paul's going to
Thank you
stay
for
on.
having us.
Okay.
Yay, thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Pamela.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, George.
Bye.
Bye.
I said, thank you, George. Okay.
Okay, we're going to break
We're
for
going to break
commercial.
for commercial.
on this.
Don't go away. Stay here.
Stay right where you're at, and we'll be right back.
They thought the siren was dead. In the novel Siren Song by author George Dismukes, James Harmon shot her twice. Several people saw her dead body sinking slowly into the abyss. But now, in Siren Song 2, evidence suggests that she may still be alive.
She killed that boatload of people. It was her! And she's just getting started!
Angie, that's impossible.
The cold chill up my spine tells me it's not impossible. We've got to start all over again. And this time, do it right.
Siren Song 2. The story continues. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and many other bookseller websites. Get your copy today.
Live every Wednesday, your Voice of Indie hosts Beam Weeks and Stephen Gees welcome authors, musicians, publishing industry pros, artists, and assorted creative guests for an exciting interactive hour. Call in during the show or post questions and comments on Twitter for responses in real time. Meet your favorite indie creators, learn inside tips, network, and promote your work. The link for each week's show is pinned on Twitter atop @VoiceOfIndie. And you can receive the link every Wednesday morning in your inbox by subscribing to our newsletter at freshinkgroup.com. Check out Voice of Indie every Wednesday on Blog Talk Radio and catch hundreds of episodes archived everywhere from our websites to our YouTube channel and Spotify.
And we're back. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Okay.
So, how are you all there at George's house in Texas, where they raise
Hello,
a lot
Texas
of that
people.
beef?
You're my Texas peeps.
Yeah. We can prove it because we got the leftovers too.
So we've got Jenny Mador and Jamie Wilson and Steve Commander and, of course, George Dismukes joining us at this time.
George, you want to tell us a little bit about the movie?
Well, I wrote Siren Song originally in 1981. In 1983, it was optioned for a movie by a production company in Houston, and then, but they were also involved in the oil business. Then the oil business tanked, and so as a consequence, the movie just sort of went nowhere. But the same guy who optioned it in 1986 wanted to re-option it again a couple of years ago. His name is Larry Osterman. In fact, he's probably watching us right now from Oklahoma, and all his friends. Hey, Larry, big shout out.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
And so I said, well, it's got to pass the litmus test, because I was in a movie that had a lot of A-listers in it, but it didn't go anywhere because the story wasn't worth a damn. There's three things, as you know, that they say is paramount to success in real estate. That's location, location, location.
Yeah.
There's three things that's paramount to success in the movie business: the script, the script, the script. So
Larry says hi.
So I wanted to prove that the script was viable. So I submitted it to my publisher, and the deal was that if she said it was worthy of being a novel, then I would go ahead and option it to him again. We'd go for a movie. So she grabbed it and said, "Yeah, I want the story." And so with that, I went ahead and wrote the screenplay, and Larry optioned it. And that was a couple of years ago. We've had quite a tussle, as we talked about earlier, getting it funded. And then, and as you know, whenever it comes to the movie business, no bucks, no Buck Rogers. And so we were very fortunate here a little while ago to meet Mr. Steve Commander. He is not only a visionary, but he is a genius in the world of finance. So he has come on board and made it his mission to get this movie funded so that we can move forward with it and turn it into a big movie. And we have several options already for distribution.
Awesome.
There is so much work that goes into making a book into a movie. It's incredible. You keep us in the loop on the emails. I get tired reading. I'm exhausted. I can't imagine you guys, what you're going through,
There's a mountain of work. It's never ending. And just about the time you think you're about to get up even with it, then you find out that something else needs attention. And everything is, there's no such thing as a minor detail. I don't care if it's like the boat that you need to use. We had to search and search and search to find the right boat. And we finally did.
I think we have a picture of it.
After we went through about a half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
You think yourself as an author, screenwriter, or producer?
Yeah. Joe Conjal says, "Hi, George. Do you think of yourself as an author, screenwriter, or producer first when you are telling someone what you do?"
It's all part and parcel. You can be just an author, I think, but if you're going to be a producer, you have to also be an author. So I earned my bones in the movie business years and years ago. My first movie was in 1960 with John Wayne. It was one we shot in Africa called Atari. Yeah, and actually it came out in 62, but we shot the footage in 60. And I've been doing it ever since. And I love it. It's a disease. It gets in your blood and you can't do anything else.
Caleb Pirtle says, "The movie business has a lot of people who want to play the game, attend the parties, and drink your liquor, but disappear when it comes time to write checks." Caleb knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know a whole bunch of those.
Robert White says, "I'd say he's a storyteller." He's saying you are a storyteller.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it starts there. Once again, the script, the script, the script. So thank you very much. I consider that a compliment. And that's the boat. That is a 95-foot yacht. And the reason that it is so perfect for us is because it has an extremely large salon, and many of the scenes take place inside the boat.
Yes, they do. A lot of important scenes take inside. I've read the book. As a matter of fact, any one of you, any one of you can read the book. This is the book. Yeah, does that girl look familiar? She's
beautiful
on our
model, isn't she?
And she's sitting right there.
Yep. She has been with this project now for the last couple of years and been immeasurable help in so many ways.
Yeah,
Even
we've
to
seen.
the point of attending book signings. She's always there with me.
That's wonderful.
So Jenny, has this changed your real estate business at all?
It's changed my life completely. I mean, I've done modeling, different acting things since then. Just everything has changed for the better. I mean, I couldn't be happier. Definitely.
Well,
I love it.
That's good. That's good.
I love the pictures from the first shoot when you were first shooting in the pool there. Those were so beautiful.
Oh,
Well-
that's a night we'll never forget for sure. I know I won't. I've never been nude in front of so many people in my life.
Well, it's
Robert
good.
White says, "Watch out! The clone of the siren is back."
That's our marketing tool, and that's something that Steve largely funded, and he'll use it to promote investors. Would you like to show it?
Yes,
This is a good
I
time.
would like to.
We're going to give this
This
a
is
try.
what's
anyway.
called a sizzle
Right.
reel in the business.
Let's see. If you guys disappear, you can come back somehow. We'll reel you back in somehow.
Okay.
We'll figure out how to do this here.
There is a siren living in the great blue hole of the Caribbean.
What is it, Scott?
I'm not sure. Something's waiting for me in the blue hole.
What's waiting for you?
Something evil.
And I'm glad we're doing it. Anyway, friends, to the great blue hole, huh?
To the great blue hole!
Yeah.
Hey, goddamn cursed great blue hole. You people keep going down into that great blue hole and none of you are going to come back one of these days. Death is waiting for you down there. She is waiting for you down there.
Who is she?
The siren sings like an angel, hypnotizes you, gets her arms around you, and then sucks the breath out of you and takes you down into her chamber 150 feet beneath the waves.
Leave me alone.
You know why I'm here. Don't you? Come on! Something down there tried to kill me. What was it? Oh, it was so fast. Like lightning.
Your suspicions were correct. This bitch really is a siren. And if what this says is true, she's about to kill us all.
She has lived there for almost 2,000 years. She wants to live another 2,000 years, no matter how many humans she has to kill to do it.
On.
That was awesome.
Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're freaking out over here. We love
We
it.
had a good
every
time doing it. It took us 2 days to shoot it and 2 days to edit it.
It's
3
really
minutes.
Great.
really good.
Very compelling.
It is very and the thing that's great is the Blue Hole is a real place, you know.
Yes.
That's though I would never dive there now.
I love that filming technique where they're at the table and then they come around to the other side as you come over with your wheelchair. You know,
Yeah.
that is filmed so well.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
And where Brian wakes up Jamie, that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb Pirtle says, "Move over, Brendo. Dismukes has arrived." Joe Conchel says, "Gives you the chills." It does. That reel gives you the chills. It really does.
Well, that's the purpose in it. We want to get somebody's attention. Oh, there's my granddaughter. Hello. How you doing, Kyria?
She's saying she just started reading it and she can't put it down. She loves it. Yeah. Well, here, you know what? Here's another one. This is Siren Song 2. I just started reading this one. This one is really good. It's even more chilling.
That one just launched, and that is part 2 of a 3-part series. Part number 3 is called The Siren Hunter, and that becomes Jamie, who is a reluctant hero in the book. She doesn't want to be the Siren Hunter, but she's the only one apparently that can. And so she is in all 3 movies.
And this is a prototype of what the cover may look like, but here's another picture.
Yeah, this one, please notice that Jamie is holding a black dagger. That dagger is made out of obsidian. And there's a long story behind that obsidian dagger. And it's the only thing that can kill the siren, but that's part of the formula. Salute.
You don't use it to cut a birthday cake. No.
Joe Conjal says George plays the part as the wizened old man perfectly.
Yeah, his name is Old Jenkins.
Old Jenkins.
And I will tell you this much. Old Jenkins is also in part 2, but he gets his ticket punched. The siren gets
spoiler alert, everybody.
We're going to take our last break here, and when we come back,
just a real quick commercial.
Yeah,
okay?
when we come back, we're going to do our book giveaway and finish talking a little bit more. And that is find the commercials.
Maybe Steve or Jenny or Jamie would like to talk and really liked your scene, both of you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Many secrets are hidden within the darkness of the jungle. Behold, this one about a man, a woman, a black jaguar, and an ancient Maya legend. Two Faces of the Jaguar is a novel by George Dismukes that will take you deep into the jungle and capture your imagination until the last word. Two Faces of the Jaguar is book 1 of a trilogy. Two Faces of the Jaguar, where only the adventurous dare to read.
Two Faces of the Jaguar, The Lost City, and The Jaguar's Quest are available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and many other bookseller websites. Two Faces of the Jaguar, the book people are talking about. Get your copy today.
At Indie Booksource, you can shop by genre or by author, and you will be buying direct from the author's main purchase link. We offer hundreds of titles in formats that include ebooks, paperback, hardbound, and audiobook. Support an indie author. Visit indiebooksource.com today.
With Gary, I'll get to have one-on-one with him.
Hello, we're back.
Jamie, key is when we have a meeting with who?
Hello.
Hello.
Mark.
We're back on the air.
Want to get them close to the camera.
Do you have any questions for Jenny?
Yeah. How was it doing all of this, you guys? How much fun has it been? I know it's been a lot of work.
A lot of work, but also a lot of fun and a lot of learning. He may have been doing movies since the 60s, but the rest of us have not. And that has been a lot of fun. And I think watching him turn this book into a screenplay, into a movie, has been the most fun of all.
It's not easy.
No.
It was not easy. I would say on like what we did, like how many hours the first day and the second? Maybe
all day. From the morning
literally-
time you wake up until the time you go to sleep.
literally like maybe like 12-hour days, 2 days in a row. Probably the most intense thing that I've ever done in my life.
You guys are kind of fading in
We're
and out.
fading. You're fading out. Yeah, coming
Okay.
a little closer.
It was probably the most intense thing we've ever done, doing 12-hour days, 2 days in a row. But also the most fun I know that I've ever had in my life, the most gratifying experience. It was amazing. You know,
It really was.
Second day we wrapped, I think it was 2:00 and I was exhausted.
About in the morning.
Yeah, 2:00 in the morning. And I was absolutely exhausted, but oh my God, we had so much fun. You know, Jamie wasn't even in that scene, but she was there to help me. We had a blast. Oh my gosh, we did.
It was fun to see the passion that everybody had that was on set. They took it serious. They had fun with it, stayed in character, but their passion for it was outstanding. I was surprised. First time I've been involved in anything like this, and it was a very good experience.
What they did was get a taste of what it's going to be like to shoot the movie.
We did.
Because that will be even more intense.
Yeah.
It won't be 2 days. It'll be like 8 weeks.
Can you imagine?
You're all going to be
I can't wait.
pruny.
I'm ready.
You're going to all have pruny skin.
Just stand hands.
I'm ready.
So, George, when you're finished with this, do you want to produce Paul Hollis's The Hollow Man series as well?
That should be produced. That should.
I need to read the story first, find out if I'm the right person to do it.
And you gotta get the
But
money.
and if I'm not, I can sure direct him to people who are.
Great. Appreciate it.
Send me the book, Paul.
I will do that.
And what you need to know is he really was that agent. He was that agent
Yeah, I remember that
going
interview.
after terrorists.
Yeah. George remembers that.
Yeah.
I remember that interview. So yeah, you got a pencil?
I'll email you, and you can
Email.
send it.
Okay, good deal.
Okay,
Yeah.
so should we tell where to reach
Yeah.
George?
All right. We should. All right. We'll do the book giveaway, George, now.
Yep.
All right. So this is George's website. George Dismukes' website is indiebooksource.com/books-by-George-Dismukes. You can go there. George's email is, I don't want to spell that whole thing out, by the way. George's email is
Mayan Art International.
Thank you.
MAYANARTINTL@yahoo.com.
Now, let me say the reason I couldn't read that was because all I could see was martini. My brain was going,
No.
does that say martini? Or do I just want one?
Okay, so the book giveaway, the first 3 people to email this email address that we're looking at right here
Which is not martini.
will win an ebook copy of Siren Song 2. And it's mayanartintl@yahoo.com. So get typing, guys.
Yeah. MAYANARTINTL@yahoo.com. Oh, my goodness.
All right.
And that's for Siren Song 2, all right?
Either one, Siren Song or Siren Song, whichever. Just
okay.
Which one you want?
If you haven't read Siren Song, this one, which is what this movie will be based off of, but there will be more movies coming down the pike.
3.
There will be 3 altogether. Siren Song 2 will be the next
Siren Hunter.
one. And then, of course, we'll have the Siren Hunter.
Which isn't available yet.
No, that isn't available yet.
Right.
Whew. Yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
So what's next on the agenda for you guys as far as progressing here?
Funding.
Funding. Okay.
Funding.
All right.
No Buck Rogers.
There you go.
I'm by trade a home builder, and about 80% of my deals I do are done through JV agreements where I bring investors in. So I was approached by George and his crew one day, and I read over the story. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's local. It's going to be shot in town where I build. So I have a vested interest to see this thing through. And we got together. George and I just really hit it off. We're two peas in a pod. He's a little younger than I am.
Yeah.
But,
They're the same. I've never met two guys more the same as George and Steve.
Now we know that he knows how to lie.
But I belong to a pretty large investor group, and they also fund movies. So I have a pretty good knack at raising money for projects. And so we're in the process of getting the funding taken care of. And hopefully here in the next 3-4 months, start shooting this.
But just people just watching that sizzle reel, or if you want to call it a trailer, but really that's to get a funder's interest.
Yeah, I did that just so I had a tool for marketing. Because if I went to somebody, an investor, trying to get $6, $7, $8 million with just a piece of paper and a book, it won't fly. But what I do have is I have a full budget for a movie. I've got 2 books out. I've got the scissor reel now, so I have something tangible that these folks can grab a hold of and realize this is the real deal. So
the sizzle reel is done so well that wow, it's going to be successful, I'm sure.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I think the amazing thing to me is that Jenny and Jamie, you never acted before, right?
A little bit, high school theater.
High school theater.
And we went to the same high school. She was in color guard and band, and I was in theater. Yeah. But that was it. Both attorneys.
They are best friends, but in the movie, they're mortal enemies.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, right.
I know. Like I said, Jamie is my favorite character in the.
Andy's the best. Yeah, she is.
Well, I'm in character right now. I'm normally shy, but they asked me to play somebody who's eccentric, so I need to talk that much.
Well, you're doing really well.
Yeah,
they are.
And I would love to say that Jenny's my favorite character, but nope.
I know.
Well, Auntie, Auntie was my favorite when I was first reading it, when I had no idea what I was reading for. But now I've been loving Harris. So. She's my favorite.
Maris is a tragic figure.
She really is.
Her destiny is already written. She's gonna die, but she's just trying to live as long as she can. And she knows it. She knows that
her time's ticking.
Her time has come.
Robert White says the wine helps.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's why I was saying martini.
He's perfectly sober.
The wine does help just about everything, actually. Tom Nally. Hey, everyone, from me
Tom.
and my chair.
Tom
hey,
and
Tom.
Hi, Tom.
How are you? I've been catching up on all your YouTubes. They're looking good. Good to see you, Tom. Yeah. We've been on podcasts with Tom, and he would leave the room, and then we'd be back on, and there'd be an empty chair.
Just an empty chair. So we would talk to the chair. Yeah. So what else would you like to share with us about the movie there, George?
Well, in order to get even this far, you have to be single-minded of purpose. It has taken a lot of, I don't like to use the word sacrifice, but nothing else really fits, because you sacrifice a lot of things around you in order to get it done. And you just have to realize that that's your destiny, and that nothing else is important anywhere in the world except to get that done. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty proud of it. because this thing will be seen around the world. And we're not just shooting one movie, we're going for all 3 movies. And I'm proud of the fact that I have selected local people to be in the movie. And
That's so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, that I want to prove to the world that we've got a lot of talent right here, and that we don't need to go to California to get it. So that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. It's right there in Tejas,
Yep.
or Texas, as you say in America. Robert White says, who says her time is up? There might be an advanced underwater society hidden from the surface that has millions more sirens.
That's the series after the 3 movies.
And Robert says, I'll be looking out for the movie when it comes out. We'll let you know, Robert. Don't worry.
The reason that we actually, whenever I wrote Siren Song 3, that was the name of it, Siren Song 3. And then my publisher says, no. We need to go a different direction, because if you rename it the Siren Hunter, then that opens up the chances for a franchise, and you can go with a TV series. And that's kind of the unwritten plan.
Yeah, so what do you think about that, Jamie? That's crazy, isn't it?
Crazy is one way to describe it. Absolutely.
It's pretty exciting.
It sounds great. I just want to tie in what Pamela talked about in the beginning. We don't want to go extinct. We don't want to be the 6th extinction.
You need to move in a little closer to the computer.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just tying in what Pamela said at the beginning. We don't want to be the 6th extinction. And when I read the Siren Song, one of the points of the book and the whole story is Maris is tired of these humans polluting her planet. And that's what really drew me in. So the fact that this could be ongoing and an ongoing educational experience, not only an entertainment experience, is very near and dear to my heart. So very excited to make it something like that. And kudos to Paul and Pamela and everything they did. Much love.
Yep. Yeah, it's no joke. It really isn't. It's very serious. And the point of their book is that we're the endangered earthlings.
Yes, it's not the siren, it's us. Yeah.
It's us. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. And here in Florida, we're really seeing it now. I mean, the manatees are in bad shape, you guys. We just have our manatees. Oh, they may die. We're losing them by the hundreds every year. And like I said, the sea turtles.
What part of Florida are you in?
We're in Tampa.
That's my dad's in Kenneth City.
Where is he?
Kenneth City.
Kenneth City?
In the city of Tampa?
It's in St. Pete.
Oh, he's
the
in
St. Pete area. Okay.
Yeah, well, then actually, it's over by the St. Pete and the Clearwater beaches that the sea turtles are having so much trouble because people leaving their lights on, and so then they can't find their way out to the sea. And also because we had the hottest July on record here in the Tampa area ever. Yes. And sea turtles are gendered by how hot the sand is. So the hotter the sand, the more females, and then the colder the sand, the more males. Mostly females, and you need a male to mate with the female to have more sea turtles. So it's those two things have been really on our mind a lot lately. Yeah. Especially
red tide. What are they doing to conserve it?
The manatees, they're trying to find ways to get rid of
killing them. What's killing them all first?
Okay, the manatees, the same thing as the sea turtles. It's been the excessive heat. And red tide, okay, and lack of food. The red tide and the pollution is killing the food that the manatees eat. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's really sad. The manatees.
Can you actually swim with the manatees and they're safe?
Yeah, you can swim with the manatees, and different places, like in
Yeah.
different springs. A lot of places they won't let you, but if you go to the springs and you swim with them there, so they know that you're not hurting the manatees, then you can
But
swim.
they're not aggressive. They're plant eaters, right?
They're plant eaters and they're not aggressive. Like dolphins are pretty aggressive. They're not aggressive. However, they weigh a lot. So, you know, they could smush you
Pretty
and not
easily,
meaning
yeah.
to. It'd be like, you know, laying down with a cow. They're pretty heavy.
I never really laid down with a cat.
No, you wouldn't want to.
George.
So you really don't want to swim with the manatees unless you're doing it in the right place.
If George was in the audience, he'd have a comment about.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But George isn't in the audience, so.
Oh, this has devolved so quickly.
Yes, we're going downhill fast.
Anyway, what book were we talking about?
We were talking about
At the beginning, we were talking about Pamela. At least she was wearing her clothes this time, which I thought that was interesting. That was good.
Oh my goodness.
And that's how the evening started.
There you
go. Oh, but it's been a fun night. We're really excited for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Sounds great. Can't wait.
Me either.
So, Paul, would you like to say anything else about the Endangered Earthlings?
No, I mean, it's pretty self-evident that what we have said in the book 2 years ago or a year ago is really come into the news now. I mean, they're Europe is getting their eggs fried on the sidewalk as well right now, and it's just amazing how the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere are hotter than hell now in the summer. Well, and vice versa. Actually, in our winter they're hot, but in the tropics the weather seems to stay about the same, but it's raining a lot more than it used to there. So I mean, you can see that the climate is really changing, and eventually there's, the when the ice caps melt and things like that. I mean, you have a whole another problem there of New York City and Myrtle Beach, all those places are going to be gone, or maybe islands. Who knows? But I mean, it's just and then all those people are going to have to move somewhere, sort of thing. And that's just the U.S. and it's happening all over the world, sort of things where within I would say 10 or 20 years, probably it's going to be one of the biggest issues that we have as a planet, kind of thing. So, but slowly the governments are kind of moving to say, oh yeah, this might be something we can talk about, but we're not going to do anything about it. We listen, but we don't do, sort of thing. Is that's how they work. And
get in here.
So eventually they're going to actually, in fact, I don't think they really realize that they spend more money on cleanup of the from fires and floods and things like that than they would if they had just put that money into proper solution oriented.
Boy, is that the truth?
Right.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. So I mean, they don't really get that just yet, but as soon as they do, it'll there'll be some progress in that. And there are a lot of people out there who saying, look, let's just go with the lesser footprint and okay, we'll try sausage that's made out of a plant or something. And I had a conversation the other day with a lady who she asked if I was familiar with onion dip, right, for chips, and I said, yeah. I mean, and I know of this one here that's plant-based, and she said, oh, I don't want that. And it's like, what the hell you think an onion is? So in the first place, it's a plant, and so people aren't quite thinking in the right ways there just yet, but they do eat other things other than meat, and I'm a meat eater. I like chickens and pigs and all kinds of things and animals in it. So, but so I don't know. If you're thinking about eating less meat, might try a hot dog. Or there's not much meat in those things, and I think McDonald's actually started on their third cow this year, so there's not much meat in those things either. So you could try some other things. I don't know, but it's not for me to preach to say. We're just kind of are trying to kind of educate people in the here's where we are, and we can't keep going like this. So we have to have solutions, and we've come up with these small solutions rather than banding together and invading a government or something. So just that's really what the purpose of that whole thing was about. And beyond that, then we're going to start moving into back into helping veterans and folks like that who are really put themselves on the line for a lot of us, and don't really get the recognition or the help once they come back home.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're looking to help them in a lot of different ways as well.
Which is how this really all got started.
Yeah, and John Stewart, of course, is helping us out a lot. With his big mouth, he's bigger than my mouth, but but that's basically all we're looking for, is to have people read the books and understand it's not all dry, but it does have probably over 400 footnotes in it that are so there's a lot of good information in there of science and people who are thinking about and trying to change the world all over the world. It's a valuable read. It's a personal read. I think from Pamela's point of view, it tells a lot about her life and how she got to where she's going, and then a little bit about the Earth mess, and then we have at the end some solutions kind of thing. But if you can read it, it's a good read. It's a great read, actually. It'll get you to think, not hopefully not thinking about a will to live, but thinking about this is the there has to be some changes, and personal changes is the easiest thing to do if you are interested in it.
Right? And you don't have to do everything all at once.
Right. It sounds like Endangered Earthlings will have a big hand in possibly helping change the world.
Well, we're trying, but we need Steve as a fundraiser.
Yeah, there you go.
I know, he sounds really good. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he does.
Well, speaking of which, James L. Rickard says, tonight we see the real George.
Yeah.
Let me introduce somebody.
Robert White says, heard a report on the news that coral reefs are repopulating quickly after several years of bleaching. And he's right in the tropics where he lives, and weather stays consistently hot during the summer, shirts and shorts in winter too. And then Robert also said preventative measures would be more sustainable rather than the expense of the cleanup after the fact, which is what Paul's point was. Yeah.
George wants to introduce.
Yes, go right ahead.
I want to introduce our apprentice. This is Juliet.
Hi,
Juliet.
Yeah, on the set with us, and we even let her yell action a few times.
Good.
Are you learning a lot?
Have you learned a lot, Juliet, on set? Yeah, she has.
And if she looks anything at all like Jenny.
Exactly like Jenny.
Jenny's daughter.
I could tell.
Very good.
That's your mini you.
She is. One of them, I too, but yeah.
She could be your stunt double.
Right. She might be, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Very interested in learning about movie production. Boy, you should have seen her soaking up everything when we were on location shooting.
I bet.
How old are you?
9.
Oh, I have a grandson who's 9. He's one of our youngest grandsons. Our oldest ones are 30. But
oh, wow.
Good Lord.
I know, right?
Most of them are all grown up, but we have 2 young ones. The boy is 9 and the girl is 7.
Wow.
And I know 9-year-olds are really smart, and I can
Mhm.
tell you're really smart.
It's a great age. Gosh, she's so adventurous and always ready to learn stuff. We're having a lot of fun. She loves it, every bit of it.
She looks exactly like you.
Oh, thanks. I think so too.
And this lady that just creeped into the scene is George's backbone, Nadine.
Nadine.
Hey,
Nadine.
Hi, Nadine.
Tremendous support of George.
And the brains of the operation.
That's right.
This we know.
And the boss.
She has to sign off on everything.
And she's nothing like number 3.
I know. The terrible Deborah. The horrible Deborah.
Okay, so we're going to be looking early next year, hopefully, earlier the better, but sometime early next year, possibly, for the movie to come out, maybe.
Well, we're going to, once we start shooting, it's going to take at least 6 weeks to get our footage. But you have to understand something about a movie. Whenever you go on location and you get all of your footage, and I mean every last bit of it, that's only about 1/4 of the movie. Then you have to come back into the studio with your footage. You have to edit it. You have to do special effects. You have to do music. You have to do color correction. It'll take probably 4 to 6 months to edit the movie after we've shot it.
Okay. All right. So maybe next summer, maybe.
Looking at a summer release.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Good.
That's cool.
Can't wait.
All right.
We're really excited.
Well, anything else anybody wants to add here tonight?
Hey, thanks for having us on. That was a blast.
A lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
By the way, Barry Corbin is going to be our boat captain.
That's right.
I know.
I know.
Barry Corbin's like one of my favorite all-time actors. And if you don't know who Barry Corbin is, there you go. He's been in so many movies. War Games. He was the general in War Games. He's if you watch what is that? 911
Lone Star.
Lone Star. 911 Lone Star. He plays one of the firefighters' dad right now.
He was also in Yellowstone recently.
Yes, he was. And he's always
fantastic. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was. And so your granddaughter says she's super excited to see the movie, and she also needs to get one of those shirts. So Paul needs one, and your granddaughter needs one.
I just sent you the books, Kyrie, but I'll send you a T-shirt too.
Robert White says mystery meats and hot dogs and Revenge of the Clones. And James Rickard says wonderful program tonight.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Joe Conjal says great show tonight. Thanks to everyone. It was a lot of fun, you guys.
Right. Yeah. And if anyone's interested in
Lonesome Dove, he was in Lonesome Dove too.
There you go.
Barry.
If anyone's interested
also in the ranch. He played the part of the veterinarian in the ranch. Right.
He's got quite a list.
He does. He's been around forever, and he's been in every show. He's been.
When he read the script, his only concern was if he was going to have to do any swimming. There's one scene where he has to get out of the Zodiac. He said, "Well, how down deep is the water going to be?" And that's about 4 feet. Oh, okay. As long as I can stand on the bottom, we're all right.
If anybody's interested in the Endangered Earthlings merchandise, you can email Paul or email us at carternovels.com. It'll be coming out tomorrow, that merch, and watch for it. Shirt, cup, several other
I'm buying
fun stuff. Want to thank Steve, Jamie, Jenny, George, of course, Nadine,
Paul, Pamela,
and Juliet.
And Juliet, of course.
Can't leave Juliet out.
Paul and Pamela. And
all of our audience and all of your comments.
Thank you so much for being on with us tonight.
Yes.
I'm going to move you guys.
Great job, Rob. Great job, John.
Move you over to the side here.
Thank you.
Got a few announcements to make. Episode Rewind this Saturday is August 6th, 5:30 p.m. right here where you're watching right now. It's a replay of New Zealand author Wendy Scott. It was one that we recorded with her. She lives in New Zealand and couldn't make the taping. It's episode 36. That's 5:30 this coming Saturday Eastern time. Next Wednesday, pre-recorded. We're going to be out of town. Another pre-recorded new episode. It's episode 69, historical fiction author Terry Brown. And if you watch that on August 10th, next Wednesday at 7 p.m., you can still win a copy of her book, Sunflowers Beneath the Snow. And it's about women's struggles in Ukraine, pretty much, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it is about 3 generations worth of struggles. It's really nice.
And then we want to also talk about a little bit, just give a little shout out to the, if we can find it. Here it is right here. Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
Yeah.
That's August 19th through the 21st if you live anywhere near Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's a benefit to the Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors and Heroes for Hire. And you can learn more about that, gettysburgbattlefieldbash.com. And there's going to be bands, food trucks, vendors, lectures, and a car show. Good time for that weekend. It's going to be fun.
And see the picture of that guy? That's Ted Van Son Jr. He's the station manager here on our radio station.
And he's going to be on our show in a couple of weeks.
And he'll be on our show in 2 weeks.
I think the 24th is when he'll be on the show.
Talking about his paranormal books.
We've got all that stuff going on.
You're going to be hearing a lot of paranormal stuff that night.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Because, we're paranormal investigators too.
Yes, we do. We are.
So,
we do.
We are.
We do. We're here. We're now, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess until next time.
That's all, folks. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us here on Meet the Author. Make sure you stay up to date with our show by clicking like, follow, and share. And you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and more. See you next time on WLFE-DB.com.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.